all the activities in the logical framework of the program were prioritized in line with the sector objectives. The Rapid Result Initiative was launched. It is these sets of government organization that quickly made Kenyans be polled as the most optimistic people in the world upon the arrival of the NAC administration. Within the first 3 months, NAC's promise of free national primary education had taken off. Prison reforms had taken off. Anti-corruption measures were in place. Reforms to the judiciary were in place. A code of ethics for public service was in place. By the end of 2003, an economy that was growing at less than 1% had picked up to 1.3%. By 2004, the economy grew by about 4.3%, then shot up to 5.8% in 2005. I'll let my colleague continue from there.
I thank you. Without much coercion and drama, the Kenya Revenue Authority began to report a significant increase in tax collection. A prolonged era of low interest rates followed, allowing Kenyans to get bank loans and change their lives. For the cabinet, former President Kibaki assembled an impressive team of reformers who had the ability to turn around the economy and the institutions that had suffered as a result of neglect and corruption. Let's end the history there and turn to the present situation. There is no doubt the economy is in bad shape, but there is also no doubt that it is not worse than what the Rainbow Coalition inherited in 2002 and turned around in a matter of months. Today, months after Kenya Kwanza came to power, day in, day out, we are bombarded how badly things were when the Kenya Kwanza regime took over. William RUTO never tires of telling us how President Uhuru Kenyatta ruined the economy and ruined the country. It does not seem to matter that RUTO was deputy president that entire period. It doesn't seem to occur to him that he found the State House budget pegged at 4 billion shillings, which he increased to 9 billion shillings ostensibly for tea and mandazi. He has introduced officers hitherto unheard of in public service, including prayer warriors called intercessors, office of the first daughter, and office of the spouse of the prime cabinet secretary. Gachagua keeps threatening to name officials in Uhuru Kenyatta's government who looted the country. After campaigning on a promise that they would stop the borrowing spree, the RUTO regime is on even a worse borrowing spree. Last Saturday, it was reported that RUTO is seeking 7.6 billion in loans from 76.6 billion in loans from foreign banks. Kenya's public debt hit 9.145 trillion in December, against the allowed limit of 10 trillion shillings, leaving President Ruto's administration with little room to borrow. The shilling is officially exchanging at all-time low of about 127 shillings to the dollar, translating to over 24% depreciation since March 2020. But many banks and foreign exchange bureaus are quoting as high as 137 shillings as the dollar becomes scarce. We do not pay cabinet secretaries or principal secretaries to tell us how bad things are. Kenyans know that already. We do not pay government to tell us where and how things went wrong and who is responsible. We do not pay this administration to supply us with morticians, deniers, and revisionists, which is what we seem to have every day. Honorable Watch, in January.
In January, are we okay? In January, Professor Ndun warned Kenyans of tough economic times ahead as energy and food costs saw an inflation rages in the fallout from the